Hey everybody, welcome back. Yes, good vibes only. What an incredible game this was today between PSG and Bayern Munich. We're going to relive it for a second and we're going to do it differently. We're going to do it through the eyes of Thierry, Jamie and Micah. Here you go.
And you always.
Marquinhos still at least.
Oh my God!
What is happening?
Oh, you could see straight away. What the hell is this?
And here's Dembele again.
Oh my gosh! Problems!
Score could be anything. Olise.
This guy! Man!
Ousmane Dembele. Oh, then you run over it and Varane.
Where's Lamy?
Big man, I said 4-4.
Oh my gosh!
Towards Upamecano.
Oh my gosh.
Kane. It's on towards Luis Diaz. Fabulous first touch. Luis Diaz, yes!
What are we watching?
What were we watching? Yes. Anita has spoken to Luis Enrique, by the way. I think we should listen. As Anita would say, Luis Enrique.
I clocked that. Enrique. She did quick, didn't she? Enrique.
Pretty quick.
Let's listen in. Here we go.
Oh, how are you? Yeah, good match. Yeah. You were in my position there.
Yeah, I don't
like it.
No,
no?
I really don't like it.
Okay, see you.
Luis Enrique, what a game. For the neutral, that will probably go down as one of the best ever legs we've seen in a semi-finals. The most number of goals. What was it like as a manager seeing your team be a part of that?
Yes, you can never be angry with your players. Even if you conceded 4, 6 goals, 5 goals, it doesn't matter. I think both teams show what we are, what we feel, what we want to transmit. Party time, all the time changing, intensity at the high level, and everybody exhausted, and at the same time very happy because we won one of the best, if not the best team in Europe this season.
He's so fine with it. He's so fine with it.
Yes, that's how they want to play.
Yeah, I know.
Intensity.
Again.
Outstanding.
Well, Jamie's going to have to do something
What
about it.
have you done to upset him now?
I don't know. I basically never picked them to win it, didn't I? In the brackets, was that what it was?
No, that wasn't me. That wasn't me.
I thought it was a scarf. Wasn't it to do with a scarf?
Dortmund scarf.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God,
Yeah.
Dortmund.
That's when you were a bit
I'll never get over
lively.
Dortmund, will we?
So a little apology before you go to the break?
He's done it.
Lewis, I apologise.
No, he
for
didn't.
this.
He
did it
He
5
didn't.
times.
He didn't.
Lewis, I apologise for wearing a Dortmund scarf. I got carried away, I had a few bevies, like I did on the Orient Express. Please talk to us. We miss you, we love you, and hopefully we will see you in Budapest.
Yes. In the meantime, we're going to go to a break, everybody. We'll be right back on the other side of this in just a second. Stay with us. Peter Schmeichel said that he was going to get an interview for us. Micah requested that it would be with the studio. It's not.
Of course it's
He's
not.
spoken to Harry Kane. Here you go.
Harry, I don't know where you are in this, but we've just been watching the best game we've ever seen in the Champions League. We've been entertained. We've had 9 goals, and we've been asking the question: Who are the happiest? Are you the happiest for the result, or is it them?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to be happy after a loss, that's for sure. We feel like we can win every game, and even today we felt like we could have won the game for sure. But when you're 5-2 down in the semi-final away from home, to show the type of character that we did, to claw our way back into the tie. And now essentially, yeah, we saw 9 goals today, but it's 1-0 going into the Allianz next week. So, yeah, crazy game, a lot happened, a lot to digest and I think improve on. But overall, I think it leaves us with belief because you know, we scored 4 goals away from home. They have to come to the Allianz, and we have to try and make that our fortress next week.
Oh, career-defining season, this one, for Harry Kane.
Yeah, and you know what, I've been thinking about Harry Kane a lot because... Not for too long, OK, someone's in my ear. I I think if he could go on, I think he's getting close to being, or has been on for a couple of years, one of the best players in the world, not just the best striker. He's probably getting close to the end of his career. And when he gets to the end of his career, where would he be in terms of like the greatest English players of all time? He probably needs a couple of big trophies, really, to go alongside, you know, the absolute greats. But he's not far away. He's one of the best players I think this country has ever, or our country has ever produced.
Let's take you...
Depends what country you're from at the moment.
I'm from the UK, always.
Okay.
Always and forever. Let's go out to Paris, though, because Ousmane Dembele is standing by. Woo! Thierry, do you want to start?
Oh, my God.
Ousmane, quand même, il y a victoire, donc félicitations. Mais est-ce que tu es vraiment satisfait parce que le 5-2 c'était quand même un peu mieux?
Ousmane Dembele is standing by. Woo! Thierry, do you want to start?
Oh, my God.
Ousmane, quand même, il y a victoire, donc félicitations. Mais est-ce que tu es vraiment satisfait parce que le 5-2 c'était quand même un peu mieux?
Il y a de grandes équipes sur le terrain. Le Bayern, ils sont incroyables. Voilà, ils jouent, ils attaquent, nous aussi on attaque. Donc, il fallait rester concentré quand il y avait 5-2. Mais voilà, il y a de grandes équipes sur le terrain. Tout est possible sur une demi-finale. Donc voilà, il faut rester concentré. On n'est qu'à la mi-temps de cette demi-finale. Et comme je l'ai dit, il y a 15 jours, il faut souffrir pour aller jusqu'en finale.
And we'll do everything with it we can to get to the final.
Ousmane, écoute, c'est pas une attaque contre peu importe la philosophie, l'identité. Mais nous, on regarde ça et de temps en temps, on se dit, mais il y a 5-2. Il faut tout fermer. Mais c'est pas vraiment le style de la maison.
But that's not the way that you guys play the game.
Mais c'est ça. Mais après, dans le match, je pense qu'il faut jouer avec la tête, surtout ce genre de match-là. Voilà, c'est les petits détails. Voilà, on a pris le 5-3, ça nous a mis un petit coup dans la tête, mais voilà, il faut rester concentré. On sait que ça va être difficile à Munich, donc on va essayer d'aller gagner là-bas encore.
Sinon, un petit truc hors match. La bataille d'Evreux n'est pas finie.
La bataille de quoi?
Non, elle n'est pas finie, elle est qu'à la mi-temps. Donc, il a marqué, j'ai marqué, donc voilà, je lui dis à la semaine prochaine.
Thierry, explain that to the viewers just one second.
No, it's because Upamecano and Ousmane Dembélé are from the same town and they're proud of their town, and I think the whole neighborhood was in the stadium, so I said the battle is not over. He said, yeah, he scored, I scored. I'll see him in Munich.
Anybody else?
I can't speak French.
I'll translate. Oh no, Thierry will translate for you.
This for us was one of the greatest games, you know, we've ever seen. And I said before, Ousmane, that I don't think I've ever seen so many attacking players on the pitch perform at their absolute best, you know, for you, including you, and also for Bayern Munich.
Je vais traduire, t'as compris ou pas? Ou je traduis?
Un peu.
Écoute, c'est Jamie, il a dit qu'il avait jamais vu...
Il a l'accent de Liverpool.
Ouais, mais je vais traduire. Il a dit qu'il avait jamais vu deux équipes comme ça. Tous les attaquants de votre côté et les attaquants de l'autre côté ont vraiment été performants. Il a dit que c'est la première fois qu'il avait vu ça dans sa vie. Qu'est-ce que t'en penses?
Ouais, c'est ça. Deux équipes, comme je l'ai dit, qui attaquent, que ce soit les attaquants, les milieux de terrain, ou bien les latéraux, tout le monde attaque. Voilà, ça donne un match spectaculaire. C'est magnifique pour vous, les téléspectateurs, mais il faut beaucoup d'énergie pour nous. Non, ça a été un match exceptionnel. Voilà, on s'attend à la même chose à Munich.
En tout cas, franchement, merci, parce que de temps en temps, c'est pas facile à regarder les matchs, mais là, vous nous avez régalé. Merci.
Merci à vous. J'espère à la semaine prochaine avec le sourire.
J'espère pour toi.
Okay, TT, I'm going to try, ask him something in bonjour.
Mike va te parler en français.
Excusez-moi. Les joueurs seraient-ils aux bonnes la semaine prochaine? Non?
Dis-lui.
What are you trying to say?
Yeah, what was that?
It's okay, Mika.
Will the game be as good next week?
Est-ce que le match sera aussi bien la semaine prochaine?
For shame. Yes.
Je l'espère avec une victoire de notre part, mais voilà, les deux équipes vont attaquer. Et voilà, j'espère que ça va donner encore un match spectaculaire. Et voilà, que du plaisir pour nous et pour vous surtout.
That's just a pleasure for us and a pleasure for you guys too.
How do you have so much energy? The way you press, you play one wing on the right, on the left, central. What are you eating for dinner? I want to know, please.
Il veut savoir ce que tu manges parce qu'il a dit t'as trop d'énergie.
Non, c'est simple. Si tu presses pas, si tu défends pas, bah Luis Enrique va te mettre sur le banc.
Ah, ok.
C'est juste ça.
If you don't press, if you don't run.
Luis Enrique puts you on the bench.
D'ailleurs, merci.
Merci à vous. Merci.
No, but he said something very important because I asked him a question about 5-2 and 5, would have been better than 5-4, obviously. And he said, yes, sometimes we need to understand moments and play a bit more with our heads.
Yes, he did. Will they do it?
Well, it seems not. That they don't play that way. But look, it was enjoyable for us. But you need to have moments, though, in the Champions League where you need to make sure that when you suffer, you're not going to concede. It's important. This guy right here, his team knew how to do that to the T.
Yes, they did. All right, everybody, we're going to go to a break. Hi, everybody. Analysis time. We're up on the big screen. The boys are up on the big screen. What are we doing, Michael?
Yes, we want to look at the goal. We're going to start with the 4-2 goal. TT, take it away.
You guys played as fullbacks, and I played a couple of times, more than a couple of times as a winger. And you can see here the miscommunication is going to end up giving Hakimi a free ride, a free pass to go to goal. And this is what we were talking about, Kate, when we were talking about there were some mistakes. And that, for me, is a mistake. But mistakes obviously happen in the game. But I'm just going to explain what you can do to avoid it. So play. I was going to say, Hakimi, you're going to see Lemmer there. He's with Desiree Doué at the top of the screen. And if you pose it in and around... Now, okay, very important. That's Desiree Doué leaving his wing and Lemmer. At that particular moment, so if you do the same thing here, if my winger, I'm the right back or the left back, goes there, I would have said to Micah or Jamie, right shoulder. So if you tell, now, Luis Diaz, while he's running, right shoulder, so Luis Diaz would have moved, and that ball wouldn't have been possible here for Desiree Doué. The issue that you have now is that the fullback goes now with the winger on the same line, the winger of Paris Saint-Germain, obviously, on the same line as his winger, who's going to take the run. If you stay in your position and you say to your winger, right shoulder is coming, right shoulder, you can always see the run of Hakimi. He might beat you, he might have to head it, play it now. He followed Desiree Doué, Lemmer here, play it. Who's taking the run? Let the winger goes inside, and obviously then after everybody has to shift, and yes, he's alone and he's going to score. Every time I played in that situation, I always said to my guy, to my fullback, I'm going to take the guy inside, cut the pass inside, you see the runner. It's easy. You don't have to move. That's what I said. Something would have been avoided by staying in your position.
But is that a coach thing, would you say, Jamie? Or is that a player thing? Is that something that you would work out by yourselves?
No, the coach would give you what he wants you to do, but then sometimes you just got to smell it, someone's man-to-man, and they like to press. So normally you would imagine Vincent Kompany would say, go after that. But the full-back has got to smell it. Because Luis Diaz, you might say, it's his fault because Hakimi went. But if I'm a full-back, I know a winger doesn't think the way I think. Yeah. Now and again, he will switch off. So it's better that somebody gets the ball in here than gets it in behind you. So for me, and also the full-back's deeper, and also the point Thierry makes about I prefer that like Thierry, where Thierry would go inside and I'd stay here because even if I go in here as the fullback, even if the winger goes with him, he's going to defend a 1v1 in the corner flag. He's a winger. Yeah. He's not made to defend a 1v1. So, yeah, listen, one of the small mistakes in the game.
Yes. Totally agree. And next we're going to look at the 5-2 goal, Thierry.
5-2. Yes.
I can't remember them now.
Now go play it. It's again Bayern Munich, look. Lemmer going forward, that we were talking about. They're all going forward. And yes, and I know, and now look at where you are. This is what I'm trying to say. And it's not criticism. I'm just saying that sometimes when you play total football, you're going to leave yourself exposed. Great run here for Desiree Doué and great finish. So I know we're going into details here, but that's what happens when you play total football.
Sorry,
sometimes your guys are not in some situation.
Can we take this goal back? Because you said something before the game about jumping. So I just noticed if you just run on, we're talking about the left back maybe moving out of position. But don't forget, it still ends up 2v2 at the back. But watch what happens here. So someone comes flying from here. Look at that. He comes flying. He misses out. He comes in behind him. And so that's why it's not just the left back going. That's the nature of Bayern Munich. They're always going to go after the ball and jump. And you mentioned before the game, you cannot
do that against
PSG.
Paris Saint-Germain. And leaving Dembele in situation where he can twist you and shoot and finish.
But you played centre back, Jamie, then. So if everyone's jumping in front of you, what are you doing then as a defender? Are you jumping as well until the halfway line? Because it was too exposed. There, you left two men high, you have obviously got loads of pace. How would you defend in that moment?
When I played, the halfway line was like a brick wall.
Yeah.
You got to the halfway line, you just stopped. It's different now. You've got to go.
Jamie, here, would you let them go?
No, I wouldn't.
No, it's a simple question. Yeah. We all know that's how they like to play. We're just making a case here.
Of course.
Would you let them go at that moment?
No.
Not both at the same time.
I always think the fullback on the side of the ball is always allowed to go for me. It's when the opposite.
So you want him to stay?
No. What I'm saying is it looks like the ball comes more to the left. So I understand him going. I'd never understand sometimes when a fullback goes on the other side and he's that far away from the ball, he's not going to get the ball and he can still get killed on the counter attack.
All right. Okay.
Go on. Okay, I want to move on to the 2-1 goal. João Neves next. Thierry and Jamie?
Yeah, no, it's something that I clocked is you never think that the smallest guy is gonna create an issue. And I've seen them play against Lyon. That's how they won against Lyon last minute. They make blocks to allow João Neves to come here and head it. And you don't pay attention to the guy that is smallest on the field. You're like, okay, he's okay, he might block something. But as we can see here, this is why when he scored that goal, I was like, very much so, like as you said, Roy Keane against Juve, Jamie, in when we were talking about it at half time. But once that guy runs, timing, jumps, Musiala cannot do anything against him. No one can do anything because you don't see him coming. Because you're not even three quarters. You don't see him coming. You can't even block him or try to stop him. And the same thing happened. Exactly the same thing against Lyon to win it. Boom.
Wow.
Exactly the same thing. You will never think that guy can do that. Just a little step, great delivery, and him again. You're going to be late, great timing. I was just thinking about it when I saw it. It reminded me of the goal he scored against Lyon.
Jamie, Thierry, absolutely fantastic.
Thank you.
We'll see you in a little while. I'm going to go to a short break.
Get into brilliant highlights now to bring you. Remember, 5-4 the final score of the first leg, so at the halfway point of this tie between PSG and Bayern. Second leg to come in Munich. On average, a goal every 10 minutes, by the way. That means 90 minutes, 9 goals. Incredible.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
That's Sealy, Emmy. She's definitely getting the Emmy now.
Oh, God. I'm just sharing thoughts, everybody. Anyway.
You can take the girl out of Manchester.
Anyways.
Wowzer.
So, should we get to the highlights? Let's do it. So, Bayern Munich with the penalty early on. The penalty incident. Do you want to start with this, Jamie?
I mean, it was, to be honest, I didn't think it was a certain penalty, but listen, it probably is a penalty. But initially when I looked at it, I thought Luis Diaz almost was clever with it, if you like, made sure he got the contact. But I suppose when you dive in as a defender, it's going to be a penalty, isn't it? It's that man, Harry Kane. You never fancy him to not put that ball in the back of the net. Always has that run up, waits for the goalkeeper, very rarely misses. And what a run he's on in this competition.
Wow. And then Michael is at the chance. You can see here Bayern Munich getting the ball back. Harry Kane is on the ball, giving the ball to Michael Olise. He had the chance to make it 2-0, but Safanov didn't want that to happen, as you can see here. And the ball was almost set on the line after that. I don't know if the ball was going in. I mean, he didn't place that pretty well, and the goalkeeper saved it. And then, there was some mistakes, guys. There was some mistakes. And then Dembele didn't take the opportunity to finish that on the ball lost by Bayern Munich.
Wow. And then who steps up, Kate? My man. Who did I do before the game? My man. Kvaratskhelia. Look at him. You go both ways. You think he's going to go to the left? Oopsie. No, I'm going to go the other way and bend it into that far corner. He's my favourite winger in Europe at the moment, apart from Yamal, Elise, Mbappe. But he's up there, my favourite 4, top goal.
Oh, but then this man, Elise, I just don't know what to keep saying to him. He's absolutely taken the best left-back in the world for the last few years. The absolute cleaners, goes past Marquinhos, almost gets an own goal. He's been absolutely unbelievable. You think of the attacking players on show here against Real Madrid last time out, and he's been head and shoulders above them all. But 60 seconds later, Neves, who I think almost scored an own goal at one end, puts it in and puts them 2-1 up after Bayern Munich had made a brilliant start to the game.
And then another chance on the counter. Desiree Doué is going to have it here. Whoops. Control the ball. It was always...
What did you do wrong there, TT?
Well, it's not an easy one to keep it low, but he hits it with the inside of his foot. It would have been a tiny bit better with his laces. And then Michael Olise receiving the ball right in the middle of the Paris Saint-Germain's team, and then he had only one idea, is to go and score. Safanov trying to anticipate him opening his foot. He curved it last minute. Goalkeeper gets done.
But then the one blemish on the night was this decision to give a penalty. Dembele trying to cross the ball. It's Davis. It takes a deflection onto his arm. Even if it doesn't take the deflection, it's not handball for me. The fact that it's his thigh in his hand is just absolutely ridiculous. And I'm just almost thankful that there was so many goals after it, that it wasn't just finish on that goal. But the thought that something like that could happen in the final and cost someone the Champions League is absolutely ridiculous.
Wow. Overall, like Jamie said, great half of football. Let's dial into that, the penalty incident in a second. Are you guys all on the same page as Jamie? Just think it wasn't a penalty?
We're going to call common sense?
I think we're all in agreement.
Just me. I'll go back to my thing. The referee blew the whistle for a pen.
No, but it's not that it's not a penalty. It's that it's such a bad decision. Sometimes we don't agree with a decision and we think a referee got it wrong. It's not an easy job. That is so bad. And games at this level can't be decided like that. And as I said, I'm just thankful there was more goals in the game and almost not forget about it, but the second half sort of lived up to its sort of billing, as we saw in the first half as well. But it was a shocking decision.
We're not getting Christina on? No?
I don't think Christina wants
just
to
put the
come
phone down.
She's all right, should we get some more chances?
Done with us.
Let's go with because Lima had a chance, didn't he?
Let's talk about the games.
Yeah, he come on, didn't he? At half-time for Alphonso Davies. I thought he was going to stay back, but he was getting forward. In fairness to him, makes that inside run and just comes off his left foot there. Can't get the connection he desired at the time. And then Thierry.
Yes. Again, Vitinha passing that ball. That's the one I was talking about, and we're going to analyze it after. I think that's the only mistake you can call. That's a raw mistake for me. We will talk about it. But pass from Vitinha. Hakimi went forward. You can see here, both players, I think Dembele lets it go. Huh?
Yeah.
And then Kvaratskhelia is the target. Neuer goes the other way. 4-2 Paris Saint-Germain.
And then Dembele. I mean, how are Bayern so open? I did talk about it before the game, but in terms of this here now, look at the run from Doué, and then Dembele can go both ways. He decides to go on his right foot, and then Neuer is just marginally onside, I would say there. Well, obviously he was, because I didn't get it back. But the goalkeeper near post, through his legs. Unlucky.
Oh, wow.
It was unlucky, wasn't it? Unlucky.
At this point, when they had a lead like this, could PSG have taken a different approach? Should they maybe have taken a different approach and been more cautious in the way they played the game?
I just think it's difficult. I don't think PSG necessarily, I might be wrong because there's that many goals, we're getting caught on the counter-attack, but we felt as soon as it went 4-2 and 5-2, go back to 3-2. I think we were saying in here, Bayern Munich have to make sure when they go to the next leg, they're not behind by 2 goals. So you're thinking, so Bayern almost play a little bit cagey. When it goes 4-2 and 5-2, they've got no option. They have to just keep going and getting goals. And, they got them. So I don't think they got... One was a set piece, wasn't it? Listen, one was an unbelievable goal. Unbelievable by, the pass from Kane and Diaz. And that's why I keep going back to. I think the attack and play that we saw tonight was probably of the highest quality probably I've ever seen in a game from both teams. I've never seen quality as good as that, where every attacking player on the pitch got the better of the guy he was up against. That's what it felt like.
Would you also say, because to be able to do that, the two fullbacks from both teams were always forward.
Yeah.
Helping, also making moves. So they were not often in, they were not often in one-to-one. Hakimi was going forward. Mendes was going forward. So therefore, that's why you had a lot of counters also in the game.
So you as a coach, would you be screaming at your players to stay in shape there or not? Because,
But I will be honest with you, it doesn't matter what I think, because those guys will not change what they do. And at the end of the day, that's how they coach their team. We can be sitting here and talk about what we would have liked to see, and we all said it here. When he went to 3-2, let's all be honest, we all went, why Lemma is still going forward? Try to stay with the 3-2. And he went forward and nearly scored when we said that. So that's how the two coaches like to coach their team.
Yeah, but when do you stop? When do you stop? At what level do you stop, or they don't?
But they don't. Vincent Kompany told us the other day.
Against Madrid.
He will not change. Yeah. We all know that Luis Enrique will not change. Regardless if it was 4-0 or they were losing 4-0 or winning 4-0. That's why I said, yes, the winger were outstanding. But look at what also the fullbacks did bring to the two teams when they were going forward also. And yes, sometimes you're going to pay the price because you're not there. It's just how it is. Regardless of what I think, this is how they want to coach their team, and we have to respect that. But I surely did enjoy it.
Let's take a look at Bayern when they start to make their comeback into this game, make it 5-3 with Upamecano. Jamie?
Yeah, from a set piece, wasn't it? Yeah, so listen, not great defensively from them, as I say, you can see the set piece, but again, it's a really good delivery, really flat, makes it really difficult for the goalkeeper. And Upamecano, as I said, when you think about his team conceding 5, and we're very critical of Upamecano, he wasn't probably give away a howler, but this goal is absolutely...
The pass from Kane. Go on, Jamie.
Is it very much a little Bergkamp-like at Leicester away, that touch, the first touch from Luis Diaz?
Everything is Bergkamp, the pass.
Yeah.
Don't forget it was flanked offside as well, wouldn't it?
But to be the way control, and then sometimes when you're in this type of situation, you're like, oh my God, I'm here.
Yes.
The way he stayed relaxed to make sure he was going to dummy Marquinhos, recompose himself to finish. What a finish from Luis Diaz, I have to say.
Can we roll that again? Because it was such a splendid goal. I enjoyed it that much. The pass from Kane, the timing of a run from Diaz.
I think Kane, even as a centre-forward, is one of the best passers of a ball in the world.
Agreed. But then the composure, TT. So what's going through his head here and now? Just
one thing that people, I mean, he has the quality we all know. One thing that people do forget is when you're in the box, you have the ball, so you are in control. The defender cannot do anything, so you have in bracket all the time in the world, football time, to be able to recompose yourself. It's sometimes it happened to me also. You rush things just because you want to volley it after. No, put the ball down.
But can you learn that though? Is that a technical thing? And then because you have to have composure at the end of it. Can you learn that, or is that just something
that
you...
Yes, of course. Like I said to you, if you saw me play when I was young, you would have screamed. Because the amount of things I was doing, because I wasn't composed, I didn't realize that when you have the ball, you have time. He wants the ball. You have it. Calm down, recompose yourself. You're in the box. There's not a lot you guys can do when we entered the box. Yeah. You see how soon Marquinhos, instead of diving on him, he went back. He had to wait to see if he's going to shoot. No, obviously, he's going to dummy shooting. You're going to buy it. He's in the box. Then you recompose yourself and finish. It's easy to say, now I'm sitting here. But that's what I'm saying. At that moment, it's 5-3. You receive that ball. You control it. You recompose yourself. You have time. You have more time than you think in the box.
So it gets to 5-4, and there were still more chances in this game. PSG hitting the bar, Mike,
yes.
Yes, it was Mayunu, wasn't it? He come on, made a really good run, and then the left foot just off the bar, though. But again, they kept going, didn't they? Really good pass by Vitinha, and then it looked like potentially they could add another, but wasn't meant to be. But they kept coming, didn't they?
And then just at the end, just to make sure that we didn't have enough, Pacho was clearing the ball off the line. I think it was Kimmich that nearly scored from a rebound in the box. I mean, that game had everything. Really, like, it's however you want to see it. This is why I say, do you keep your fullback in certain situations? You know what? It's 5-2. Do we keep our fullback here? Do we still go forward? It's total football. That's what you call total football. Everybody attacks, everybody defends. And like once again, I can only thank them. I hope we're going to have the same thing in München. In München.
You hope we will. Do you think we will?
The same as that?
Yeah.
No.
Who do you think will be more cautious?
Both. It's not about... I don't even know. I don't actually know. The ball will be more cautious, I think. Whoever wants it, I don't know. All I'm saying is it might be... It's not so much the score. I've seen games where... I've seen 5-4s. I've seen 3-3, 4-4, whatever. It's how the both teams played. Like they wanted to play eye to eye. I just love it. Are we going to go and see that tomorrow? I don't know. I don't even hope so.
PSG take back to Munich next week might not be enough. We'll discuss that when we've had a look back through the story of tonight, which began in terms of the goal scoring, obviously, with a penalty incident, Wayne. So we'll go right back. If you remember, there was an incident which came from a break, from a Bayern Munich break.
Yeah, it was in Munich, but actually PSG were on the attack, and Munich got players behind the ball, and Diaz then picks the ball up on the edge of his own box. And this is priceless. You can't ask for any more from him. He's running with the ball, he's getting his team up the pitch, allowing time to his teammates to get up and support. Then it slows down a little bit, but then he doesn't stop, he repositions himself. And then this little touch here from Elise is brilliant, takes the defender out, and then it's a last minute tackle which hits Diaz, and it's a clear penalty, and then that got the madness underway.
And that man who's now scored 103 penalties in his career, Harry Kane, converts, as he always does, or nearly always, 37 out of 39, his impressive return for Bayern Munich in terms of penalties, Daniel.
Fantastic. You know, what can you say? He's only missed 2 out of 39. It shows his consistency, his focus in those moments, and it's a testament to his character.
And then we had, of course, PSG, as was going to become the pattern of the game, wasn't it? You score one, I'll score one. I'm going to go back up that end. And it was Dembele who had the first really good chance, which he squandered for PSG.
Yeah, Dembele didn't really start it fresh in this match. But as we said, he has shown over the last years that he's capable.
I think this right here is the goal we talked about. Kvaratskhelia, his movement for me is what was most beautiful. You know, go short, go long, and we've seen this countless times from him to cut inside and get his half a yard, aim for that far post, and he delivered such a beautiful goal.
Yeah, there was just a minute and 20 seconds after Dembele's miss, shot the ball wide, didn't he? And Kvaratskhelia getting up there and getting them into the game, and of course there was more to come. But before we look at all that, I understand Harry Kane is just with Gabriel Clark, so we're going to hear his thoughts. Whose is the best attack and whose is the best defence? I mean, can you call it on tonight?
Listen, I love Harry Kane. I think everyone can see that over the word to say about him, but there's no way he can be praising his defenders, his teammates, and maybe because they are his teammates, and he's trying to give them a bit of confidence for next week. I think the defending from both teams tonight was really bad. So I think he's been a bit modest there. But no, listen, I think Bayern Munich for me are in the front seat. I think going to the home stadium, it's a real tough atmosphere there. And I think they are probably a little bit more balanced with the team, but they have to defend better than they did tonight.
Should we see some more goals? Let's have a look then at what was 2-1 for PSG. João Neves popping up with a great header after Doué had missed and earned them a corner.
Yeah, and he loses his man there. I think it's Musiala. Makes that darting run to the near post, gets a fantastic connection on it and guides it towards that back stick, and you can see he's got his eyes open, he looks at it all the way. Brilliant finish for him.
2 of his 3 Champions League goals have come against Bayern, and not the most likely person to pop up like that for a header on a set piece. But it's that kind of night, isn't it, Clarence?
It is, and you can just see that there's a lack of training, attention, time to put in things, automatisms. They have great automatism when they have the ball, but you can see when they don't have the ball, there's a lot of things happening that shouldn't, in my point of view, and how actually it was so hard to score against many teams in the world. But we can't take away the quality of the finishing of these players.
We talked a lot about Michael Olise pre-match, and he caught the eye in so many ways tonight, didn't he? And then his 57-mile-an-hour strike, which saw them at that point level the game.
Yeah, he's very good on the eye to watch, and because he's quite tall and rangy, and how he moves with the ball is really good, and he's very difficult to tackle. And here he sees a little bit of space in front of him, he darts into it, he brings 4 PSG players around him, but they can't get near him, and it's a good finish. Keeper could do a little bit better, but he's so difficult to pick up, and he's quite unpredictable.
Like the analysis here would be as well. He's picking the ball up right in front of the defense, and there's no one midfielder standing in front. I mean, basic things that you don't see, but then again, what a quality finish, you know. So
20th goal of the season.
Oh, wow.
Amazing. And so we talked about his attributes and what he brings to this team and how much he's developed since he was playing in the Premier League for Crystal Palace.
I think he's incredible. I think he's got a unique style. I think his dribbling style is unique. I've not actually saw a player do that. Maybe Neymar is more skillful and more elastic, but I think the elasticity that Olise has, where he can slow it down, he can go either way with both feet, is so beautiful on the eye when you see him dribbling, and it makes it look easy. I think some of the times when you see a player go and he's running on the byline, that's abnormal to do that in the box on a consistent basis. To be able to get past somebody and manipulate the ball and keep it in play, I just think he's so special at what he can do with the ball, man. Really, really good.
When you know when somebody's good, when they appear to have more time than anybody else, he seems to create kind of space and time, doesn't he?
He slows it down. I think that's one of the beauties of, you slow it down to you slow it down to your pace and almost make them react to you. I think sometimes as an attacker, the defender puts you in a position where you feel like, he makes them react to him. That's what I love about his game.
Numbers, Wayne, 47 goal contributions in 47 games.
Yeah, it's incredible. And you think all top teams who are very successful, they normally have the lead forward who scores the goals. You look at Ronaldo, you look at Messi. But then what they normally have is a wingman either side of them. So we've seen it with the best teams, obviously, in the world. And I'm not saying he's a wingman to Harry Kane, but what he's doing, he's creating goals, he's scoring goals, and then it actually takes the focus off the defenders a little bit, where they no longer have to think, where's Harry Kane? Then they're thinking, if Olise comes in, we can't give him. And then you've got Luis Diaz on the other side, and Musiala coming in. So I think the ability they've got on the top line is frightening.
So there was very, very dying moments of that first half. There was a penalty incident, which Harry Kane referred to there as being a bit harsh, Clarence. I think in the end you all agreed it was a bit harsh. At first, perhaps you were saying these are the rules, but actually on reviewing it, I think you're probably with Kane, aren't you?
I definitely am with him. The fact is that you can see that the ball touches not from this angle, but actually even from this angle, that it touches the body first. That means that his cross was never going directly to the hand. At that point, it shouldn't be a penalty. Other way around, if it would go directly to the arm, then yes, then the rule says it's a penalty. So, and also the referee should feel these moments. I mean, he has the VAR, he has the time to review all the images. Not needed. Let the guys decide the match, playing.
I think there's no point in the referees going over to the screen, because every time they go over, they go with the decision, whatever the officials.
Very, very rare, isn't it? They stick to their own
say so. It'd be actually refreshing to see a referee go over and say, no, do you know what? That's not a penalty. I'm going against you.
Yeah, Mark Clattenburg, of course, in commentary said it can't be deliberate handball if it took a deflection. I think we've seen it like a couple of times maybe in the Premier League where they've walked over and stuck with their own convictions. But as you said there, Clarence, and that's the angle really that you can see that it comes off his body. But of course, in this madness that was that game, that was 3-2 half-time. Everybody took a breather thinking, surely not. The second half can't kick off in quite the same way, can it? It took a while to get going, of course, didn't it? We had a cup of tea. I thought, is this going to go? And it did. And it was Kvaratskhelia who got them going again.
Again, and it's typical of him to have a big moment. We see him time and time again creating something, whether it's his position, whether it's his run, whether it's his individual dribbling and showing his abilities. And you sort of see the run from Hakimi, again, communication from the defence. You should be telling Luis Diaz, let's change. Overs from Dembele, it's a sliding tackle, but the finish to go near post and to reverse it was a beautiful thing. But just here, if you see the defenders following, swap, you got to communicate, change with me. You tell Luis Diaz right shoulder and you stick with your man. Hakimi gets advantage, the overs from Dembele and the finish near post, brilliant.
In spite of the fact that he was allowed to do that, Hakimi, is he up there for you as one of the greats?
Oh, he's a fantastic player. I think he's got a bit of everything. He can defend well enough. He's really good going forward. He can create goals and score goals. And if you're going to give him that time, then you're asking for trouble.
And as for Kvaratskhelia, at the moment, one of the best players in the world.
He is, and he will get better. I think he still has a lot of things that he can prove. I also don't know if he's going to be staying on the left side. I think probably he free space for him, like Dembele is doing in the future, because he knows what to do in every situation he comes in. And so I like his intelligence, and I like his character. He can carry the team in certain difficult moments. He will run back, I mean, he reminds me of you when in bad times of the match. That extra man on the midfield, he will create it if it needed also, and then go and make a difference up front. I mean, that's the kind of player that is invaluable.
And then it was Dembele's turn again to make it 5-2, which, as a scoreline in most games, you think that this, might be a time to just shut the game down. But let's have a look at the goal first.
That's what we thought, right? but with these guys and the creativity they have and the ability, it's almost impossible to keep them quiet. We talk about the defending, but you have to sometimes look at the individual brilliance of these players and say, fair enough. The patience of Doué, but I think with Dembele here, you kind of think you know what he's going to do, but he can execute it.
This is a proper goal. This is a proper goal. Here we cannot really blame, as you said, this is the individual quality of the players. But if you want to analyze things, yeah, go on.
This is such a good finish. I used to try this. I used to try this.
I saw you a lot.
Yeah, and I used to train this finish actually. But as good as the finish is, I'm just watching the defending them last 2 goals. I know I keep going back onto it, but I had some of my toughest games against Vincent Kompany as a centre back, and he was horrible to play against. He communicated well, he organised, and then when I'm watching them Bayern Munich defenders there's no communication. You've seen the previous goal. You've got Bayern Munich players tackling each other in the box, taking people out. And when you get into the stage of the competition, that's where you want to see, hard to beat, difficult, defending, talking, tagging people in, making it difficult for the opponents to score. So as good as that goal is, I'm still frustrated. I can't tell, mate. If you look at the space, there's no one running back, really. They're jogging back. This is the Champions League semi-final.
The intensity.
You're losing 4-2. Have some pride. Try and stay in the tie and get back and defend and help.
Is there anything in this, the fact that Vincent Kompany was not tonight able to be with his team? He wasn't able to be on the touchline. He wasn't able to give those instructions. He had to watch the game in the stand. Obviously that one-match suspension is what led to that.
I wouldn't think so, because obviously I think they've planned to try and go and win the game and take the game to them. But I said before, it might have some sort of impact, but I don't think it will have had that impact.
Yeah.
No, please go.
I think he thought, come in here, take it to them, because I think we've seen teams sit off PSG and get picked apart anyway. We can talk about the solidity of the defence and the tenacity of the defence, but I think it was a positive move for him to potentially go on the front foot and say, okay, we're going to see how you can defend, and that was proven true. But the downside to that is his team didn't do the job on their end.
So I would say that's with 1 goal difference, without him on the bench, I think Paris Saint-Germain should worry. Because if that extra element of coaching and certain moments, like when you go to 4-2, to adjust some things, I think he would be able maybe to have communication with his players. There's some dead moment that you can have free kicks, you can have some communication. Those things didn't happen now. So I definitely believe that. Oh, here is he, by the way.
Well, he's actually heading over to our Prime Germany colleagues. He's pitch side at the moment, as you can see, watching his subs just do their cool down.
But if I was one of them defenders, normally what happens after a game, you go in, you have your meeting on, then you might have a unit meeting. If I'm a defender going into a meeting with Vincent Kompany walking in to look at the clips of how you defended, I'd be panicking. I'd be panicking, because I know still. You cannot defend like that in the Champions League.
I'm with you.
Both teams, by the way, not just...
Yeah, no, I'm with you, right? I just don't think that there are as many defenders who are as nasty and physical and, imposing as there once was. I think that in your generation, Clarence, you had so many, there was countless centre-halves who were that
They don't let's say, train them anymore from the youth. But it's not only that physicality as defenders, it's just defending as a team. Tactically being in the right position, making the right choices. If a midfielder of the opponent is looking at me, I'm not running forward as a defender because he can put the ball behind me. So the first thing I want to do is start running backwards. In that goal that we saw before, they did exactly the opposite, giving Hakimi like a highway. Go and make your run. Those were the basics. So it's not so much the 1v1 defending, which is another conversation, but just understanding where to position yourself. Too many spaces.
I mean, we were talking off camera, right? Do you guys think that games are far too open nowadays in regards to the tactical game plans?
I think there needs to be a balance. I am all in favor of when you have the ball to play attacking football, to try to go, and you have many men in the box. But you also need to have the balance defending. Now, imagine you're Paris Saint-Germain. You scored 5 goals against one of the best teams in the world, and you're going to sit home watching the final at home because you were too open, you gave too many easy chances away. That's going to be killing.
Is that why, Clarence, you think, and you have thought, I don't know whether you still do think, that Arsenal are best placed to win this tournament?
Well, looking at the characteristics of the team, Arsenal is capable of doing this. Atletico Madrid is capable of doing the things I'm saying. And they have a good attack eventually. Probably less in volume. Arsenal has more difficulty in scoring goals than these two teams. But they just need one because they know how to defend the zero eventually. And that can make a difference.
I think if you're Bayern Munich tonight, you're coming away, you know it's going to be a very difficult game. You get a penalty early on, you go 1-0 up. I think then that should be a trigger to say, right, let's be hard to beat. I know we mightn't get the game we got tonight, but let's be hard to beat. Let's make it difficult for PSG to create chances. We've got Elise, we've got Diaz, we've got Kane who can hold the ball. Can we hit them on a break and get a second goal? But don't concede silly goals. And then that's what they do. And that's what it created this unbelievable game for goals and quality in the attacking areas. But it means that the game goes either way. We're Bayern Munich, we're in control.
We're going to get some reaction from the Paris Saint-Germain dressing room. So has he been lying to us all this time, though? Because
he was just checking if the translation was good.
Every time he's done his interviews with us in Spanish or in Portuguese, and tonight apparently he can speak perfect English.
Yeah, well, I played with Cleberson, who said he couldn't speak English, and then all of a sudden we were in a car journey home from a game and he come out with perfect English. So
you hadn't been talking about him, had you?
Yeah, but no, I think they do fib you a few times.
Right, we'll go back to the goals, because believe it or not, there are more to come. And the comeback, the Bayern Munich comeback, Daniel, which was inevitable, wasn't it? 5-2 was not going to be the final scoreline tonight.
It felt that way. And, man, for us, you know, we were in there thinking, are they going to be able to get one back? Are they going to be able to get one back? The delivery is magnificent. And it just does it a nice glancing header. On these ones here, it's not important you don't need to get a big connection on it. You know, every time people use their neck muscles and try and, you know, completely obliterate the ball, but it's just a nice guided touch on it, puts it into the bottom corner.
Yeah, that's the one thing Bayern Munich did show really well, is the character. At 5-2, you know, the tide's getting away from them, and I said inside, didn't I said if they can get to 5-3, that probably wouldn't be the worst result. So to get back to 5-4, I think that was a great goal, great ball, great header. It shows that they have got a big character.
Let's have a look at Luis Diaz's 5-4 goal, Clarence, because there was obviously a question mark of this being offside at first. It was flagged, but clearly it was a good goal.
It was a good goal, and let's start with an amazing pass of Harry Kane here. His vision, he already saw him going. And then what a control, what a first touch. And then that little twist of him, keeping the balance, putting Marquinhos on the ground, and what a finish. I mean, for me, this is a goal of very high standard.
Favourite goal out of the 9?
Yeah, for me, yes, definitely.
This could be the goal of the tournament. It reminds me a little bit of Dennis Bergkamp. I think, as Clarence said, then the pass from Harry Kane was brilliant. The touch, and then that little shimmy there to
create the space,
off balance and create the space, and then fantastic finish. That was a world-class goal.
And what we have to say as well is that, you know, Kompany was sitting right there, high in the stands, but we saw a very mature team, a team that has been fighting until the end, continuing, you know, without him being on the bench. So I think it's a very much consolidated philosophy that he has been passing on to the team. So compliments.
So some positivity for Bayern Munich in that fight.
I think it's a great result. I remember we went United and we lost 3-2, but we felt that was a great result to bring home.
He brings this up on every show.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
The thing was that I knew it was coming.
We need to get a bit of an analog here. The feeling that you went out at the home of a very actually, well, these are the actual champions of the Champions League, and you managed to score 4 goals. That is confidence for sure, and knowing that you can do better in many occasions that they scored. So.
One of the sour notes for PSG tonight, though, was Hakimi at the end of the game, very close to the end of the game, picking up what looks like an injury that might not just be next week he misses. This could be the World Cup, Daniel.
We hope not. It's always injuries are the hardest thing to deal with in football for me, and he's one of those players where he's so impactful, leadership-wise. And
looks like a hamstring.
Yeah, it looks like a hamstring.
He'll be fine.
And we would like to think he'll be okay. Maybe for the World Cup, yes. I don't know about next week.
Next week, definitely.
It'll be tough to come back from that with how it looks anyway. But who's to know? Hopefully, it's good news.
They have a lot of players who can unlock a game. How important is he? And him being missing or being out next week, how decisive could that be for Bayern Munich?
Yeah, he's very important, and I think Luis Diaz played really well against him tonight, and it was a good battle. But when you miss one of your key players, when you lose them to injury in big games, you do feel it. So I think it will be a loss to PSG, but they've got the quality in the squad for someone to come in and stand in for them if that's the case.
So maybe potentially an area that Bayern Munich might just look to target a little bit more.
I think Bayern really doesn't care who's playing. They just go in against anybody with that front four. I don't think they have to worry, or try to find a weak spot. The first 20 minutes, you said as well. The first 20 minutes, Bayern was commanding the game fully. They could have scored 1, 2, 3 eventually. I think Paris Saint-Germain was lucky to come back in the game quick, in that sense, scoring a goal. So yeah, I think Bayern can take a lot of positive things out of this match today.
I've run out of goals, Daniel, but we can hear from Vincent Kompany, who is with Gabriel. Let's do that.
The Champions League semi-final like that, 9 goals in a game. What was it like watching?
A bit different for me. I was next to all of your colleagues. I was in the press box, so I would have preferred to be on the pitch. I would have preferred to be going with the emotion of the game as well and trying to help, trying to give him something. But I thought the staff did fantastic. Aaron Danks at the front and René Maric, Floribert and Galula, Dan Fradley, all these guys, the whole team that did really well to prepare the team. And then the energy didn't change. The energy was there. We suffered, but also we were dangerous. So it's one thing to look at the goals conceded, which normally 5 goals away from home in Champions League semi-final, you're out. But if you look at the chances actually we created, we could have scored more, and that has to give us belief.
Yeah, at 5-2, what are you thinking?
I've seen it before. It's football. It's life. Keep going, and I've seen them turn around as well. The problem is if you got nothing in the game, then it's hard to make a case to say that you can still turn it around. But if you're as dangerous as we were during this game, then I feel like it's just about getting your head back in the game and just try and put the chances away.
What about those who will look at this and go, wonderful in an attacking sense? What about the art of defending?
Yeah, I would say, well, what do you want? Do you want teams that... I think you've seen a lot of good defending today. Intense duels and this, but it's just the margins are so little, and you only have 2 ways. So the first one is to go full, or the second one is to retreat fully. The in-between doesn't work against that level of players. The in-between doesn't work against our level of players.
So next week, when you're back on the bench, what will be the fundamental message? Same again?
More, even more. And we're at home. We'll have 75,000 people in that stadium. The city will live for an entire week. We don't just want noise. We want a mass in the stadium. We want that weight to be there, and we need it. And then it's a place where anything can happen. It's the Allianz Arena. So for us, it's not a. Let's put it this way. It's not a it's not a ground that is shy of successful moments for this team.
You're going to hate it.
No, but, do you know what I think when he said...
I don't believe him, by the way.
No, but when he said in the interview, when he said, it's what do you want? I don't think it's what we want, it's what does he want as a coach? Does he want these nights, or does he want the nights where it's a little bit more, what he said, it's not in between, but a bit more of a low block, so that's on him.
I don't know. I feel like when you look at the best teams out there now, none of them have that older school style, that quite, you know, rigid, compact counter-attack. We saw Real Madrid win the Champions League with a similar style to that a couple of seasons ago. But when you look now, you think PSG, attacking team, Bayern Munich, attacking team, even Manchester City, attacking team, Real Madrid, Barcelona, and I think in Italy, maybe Inter Milan are probably more closer to the older style. But when you look at the best teams now, the most explorative, they've got players who can hurt you in many different ways, and I think the game has slightly changed. Will we see the older style come back is the question. And if the success happens, then...
I think we've got two teams on the other side who are thinking a bit more
older school, correct.
Between Arsenal and Let's Go, so I think... Yeah. I think we're lucky that we've got this tie here and Arsenal, Let's Go on the other side, but it'd be really interesting to see which style...
What is also going to be interesting is the summer, isn't it? And how this translates into the World Cup and where countries, you know, adopt their style of play. Because does this work on the international stage?
Not in the States. With that heat and humidity, the game won't be like this. It'll be a little bit
maybe
slow.
if you're outside bet, your little dark horse, Ecuador. Are you still
I like Ecuador. I think Ecuador will be strong.
Very, very good team. You know, I think we need to clarify one thing. Defending doesn't mean sit low. It's not about defending. Amazing. Ginola.
Good night. You're saying good night to David Ginola.
Defending, the basic defending. I cannot believe a word he's saying about being happy about how they defended. Him being one of the top defenders of the last 20 years. So you have to have an organization. Defending is organization. You can do it high, a little bit low, you can be very low. It's not about that. For me, when they don't have the ball, is again, if a midfielder or any, let's say, adversary is looking at me, and I'm running forward, I mean, when we were 10 years old, we would start running backwards because he can put the ball behind me. Those things for me is defending. And I can't believe that today, and it was, by the way, just a few years ago, Madrid has made a difference exactly on those points, knowing how to defend as a team.
I think what is different nowadays, though, and it's not nowadays, it's 2 seasons on, I think there's a lot more man-for-man defending. So you'll see a centre-half pressing, you know, in the midfield areas. You'll see a fullback in the attacking. I think it's more about, okay, cool, we're going to follow a man now and it's 10 against 10, let's have it, let's see who's better. And I think that style of maybe staying in your positions and moving and allowing them to kind of advance onto you, it works. I'm 100% with it, it works, but I think...
Yeah, but that's not what I'm saying. It's not about allowing... We would go and press. And we will go press, the left back get the ball, we go and press there. But there's an organization. For me, there's like, how many balls we've seen today in the back of the fullbacks, and let's say the centre backs were just watching, they're not shuffling. There are basic things that anybody should know at this level that they should do. And Klopp, Jurgen Klopp, why did I like that guy? Because these things you would see in his teams. You would see, you played with him, right? Under him.
Of course.
I mean, I think his teams were very much organized, and it was not that crazy, you know, going very high or very low. There was a team that was moving together. Too much individual choices are made, bad choices are made, and as a consequence...
I think you need to adapt. I think we seen Neil Warnock 15 years ago, 20 years ago in the Premier League, go man-to-man when he was Sheffield United manager, then when he was Red manager, I think it was. And they go man-to-man, but what the better players do, they find a way to get through man-to-man, because man-to-man, the concentration levels have to be there, and then the minute they switch off, you're in. So it's very difficult when you play against a top team. So when you come against top attackers, you have to adapt a little bit and say, okay, at the right time, now we're going in, we're going to press. At the right time, everyone's together. But the minute you switch off in a man-to-man...
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Sorry, we've got Neil Warnock entering into a 5-4.
You know, I see you chuckling over there, Gabriel.
It was just not a name I expected to come up to.
That's what we're seeing now, but we were seeing it 15 years ago with Neil Warnock.
So, all right, so the question is then, do you think the defending is less intellectual / organised now than it has been previously.
I just don't think you don't hear defenders talking and organising and dragging players. And when you defend, if you go back to Liverpool, Jamie Carragher, when he used to scream at the top of his voice, it used to annoy you. But he got his fullback in, or if he was in centre half, he'd get the centre half across, or he'd get his midfielder in front of him. I don't think you get that communication or that level of, you know.
That's in the coaching, right?
Yeah, so that's all
the young players are being coached. So
the coaches choose not to give. They give more importance to the offensive side than defending, and it's fine. I mean, it's again.
Is it just a resetting? A pendulum swings and it'll go back the other way?
Well, what I've seen a lot in football lately is that people copy other coaches. Authenticity, I think, is very important. You cannot copy Guardiola, you cannot copy all these guys. They don't have the same players, you cannot do the same things. So I think it's a bit of a tendency to try to copy others rather than be authentic. If you are a weaker team, defend as good as you can because you want to have result. It's about result at the end. As I said, if I'm PSG and I'm going now out of the Champions League because at a 4-2, I continue to go out and try to go score more goals. I mean,
I was going to say, is there then like a tactical ego in the sense of saying, we believe we're better than you? And should you then concede that, like when you guys were playing against each other, AC Milan, Manchester United, did you feel, okay, today we have to do a particular job in order to get to our place versus coming here today like Bayern Munich did and goes, we're going to go toe-to-toe with you?
These guys came with Cristiano Ronaldo on fire. We had a tactic to make sure we would eliminate him. Right. Meaning doubling, tripling. That is respecting the adversary because we don't want to get goals against.
I feel like we should continue this in the bar. I'm getting the order in, okay? We are definitely the last broadcasters left here. David Janola's home already.
He's having fun.
We're having a great time, but everybody in the gallery is worried about last orders. So, guys, it has been absolutely fascinating and a 5-4 scoreline, which, you know, for so many people is just a joyous occasion. I love it that we've kind of looked really deeply into the kind of tactical nuances because one thing's for sure, tomorrow night is unlikely to be 5-4. I think we all agree